is what we all should focus on. And let us all understand when we work together, we bring professionalism and loyalty of country together, we will succeed as a country. So tonight, enjoy yourself, enjoy your dinner. Tomorrow come out and enjoy the various discussion, and let us, for the rest of the year and the years to come, build a people that is focused on country, irrespective of religion, irrespective of party. We are focused on our country and the good of our country for all of our people. Thank you, good night, and God bless you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Boston. As we move along with tonight's program, we wish to invite to the podium a lady who needs no introduction. Most of us would know her as Dominica's Lady of Song.
Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for the Lady of Song, Ophelia Marie.
If you're happy and you know it, clap your hands. I say you're happy and you know it, clap your hands. You're happy and you know it, you really want to show it. You're happy and you know it, clap your hands. Woo, woo, woo. Oh yeah, what a beautiful country in which we find ourselves. And you know we can say thank you, Jungle Bay, and thank you to everybody who has seen to it that we are here. I want to tell it to you in Creole. Slim, if you're ready. Woo! And I have a cordless mic, so expect me. Oh, you don't have it? All right. Yeah.
to go. Like when Dr. Thompson had to go. But you ever see him forget his country? You cannot forget where you come from. As Max Bells, yeah. Thank you. When Paka Party, when Power Stacy. I can't do it like Ophelia. Nobody can. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for the lady of song. And as the program continues, we wish to invite the esteemed Dr. Thompson Fontaine to give us our keynote address. He is the political leader of the United Workers' Party, and in conjunction with the Electoral Commission Collision, we have put together this wonderful event, bringing minds from across all political parties together for this economic summit.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, so let's hear it for Dr. Thompson Fontaine.
Thank you, Mona. Thank you, Ron. And good night to all of you. Good night. Good night. You look beautiful tonight. And to those of you that are looking via the internet, it's good to have all of you. It's a great evening. And to our special awardees, welcome. It's good to have you. Monsignor Journalist, Pastor Rodney, and to others of the head table, and to all the distinguished ladies and gentlemen present this evening. It is indeed my pleasure. You know, Dominica is an interesting place. Some time ago, we decided that we would do nothing, and everybody started talking. So I said, I should do something. So we thought of the summit and we started doing something, and the same chatter continued. So I went to this friend of mine, I said, boy, it's kind of tough, you know. You do nothing, people talk. You try to do something, people talk. What should I do? They say, partner, just do your thing, man. Just do your thing. So that's what I'm trying to do. We are going to be doing our thing tonight. And before I go into what I want to tell you tonight and to talk, I must say that it is really a pleasure to be here with you. We are certainly looking forward to 2 very good days after tonight's activity. I'm reminded of something I did some time ago, and I used to be a school teacher, so I like school jokes. So when Franklin gave a joke about the school children, it kind of brought back one to mind. And there was this classroom of young kids, and the teacher said she had a special assignment for the children. And the assignment was, you're supposed to give a sentence, and whichever word you end the sentence on, you're supposed to spell that word. All right? So the first child stood up and and said Miss Claudette had a hen, H-E-N. Another child stood up and said, Mr. Joe had an estate, E-S-T-A-T-E. So this little boy in the corner sitting and thinking what he could spell. So he said, Miss, I know what I can spell. He says, Old MacDonald had a farm, E-I-E-I-O. So that was brought that to mind, and as kids, life can be beautiful. Now tonight I'm going to be talking to you, and I don't think I will ever stop. But as a kid growing up, I had a really terrible stammering problem. But I had a really bad stomach. I could not string two words together. So, in country, we always have little kind of folklore things. And there was this saying that if you're stammering and someone stick their toes in the dirt, they will stick you. All right? So there is this good friend of mine. The boys, we did everything together. On birds, with the river, on Manico, the works. So one day we went to a neighbor's place, and we were trying to get some bananas. And the neighbor came out and he kind of held us and so on. So here I was trying to explain to the neighbor that we just, we didn't mean any harm, we just wanted a couple of bananas and so on. But obviously I'm struggling to speak. So I happened to look down and here it was my very best friend and his toe in the dirt. So, that taught me something about friends, because you really believe that if you stick your toe in the dirt, it will stick you, and he was my friend. And he thought the best thing to do was embarrass me and stick me. So, thank God I was able to get out of this stammering problem. And it's amazing because I stammered through high school, and I went to sixth form, and then 2 years later I was back teaching at school, and I was not stammering. I actually got cured or whatever it was during sixth form, and the rest is history. So I can speak to you tonight clearly without stammering, and I thank God for that. So I wanted to share a few things with you tonight, but before I do that, let me just say that I want to send greetings, of course, to our political, to our president and the rest of the executive of the United Workers' Party. Several of our members are not there, including Mr. Clement Marsden, who was supposed to be here with us, but he had a death in the family, had to move overseas for a funeral. Honorable Ennis Linton, who is away out of the States, out to the States, he went for his children's graduation. And others of the Workers' Party were not present tonight, but there are many of us here tonight, and for those of you from the Electoral Reform Coalition, the Dominica Freedom Party, and other aspects of Dominica, the Dominica Labour Party as well. We welcome all of you. It's good to be here, and I just want to share a few things with you, but each time I try my phone, somehow it's not. Alright, so I'm just going to do this. We are here tonight because we do believe in a better Dominica. Tonight marks the opening ceremony of a 2-day economic summit under the theme Planning for Sustainable Development. Tonight as well, we have an opportunity to honor 10 outstanding Dominicans who have made us proud and who continue to contribute to Dominica. We will also be honoring the late Mr. Philip Nassif, who did so much for so many of us here in Dominica. Your presence tonight with us no doubt shows your conviction in supporting our positive march towards building a Dominica that will provide for the well-being and development of its people. For too long, we've seen the country slide painfully down the road of economic ruin. Lives have been disrupted, families have migrated in large numbers, and our young people in particular continue to suffer. It is important to reflect as we speak on the thousands of Dominicans who have migrated overseas, countless thousands living in the United States, in Guadeloupe, St. Martin, Tortola, St. Bart's. Today somebody told me that we have Dominicans in St. Bart's. I'm like, where's St. Bart's? Like Sabre. In the little rocks in the Caribbean Sea. But we are all over Dominicans, all over the world. And they form a critical part of us, all of those Dominicans who reside overseas. So therefore it's important for us to spend a little time addressing and speaking to them. And many of them tonight are glued to the television sets or to their computers or on their mobile phones looking at this ceremony tonight. It's important for us in the diaspora to build partnerships with us here in Dominica. And I'm not simply talking about the barrel economy, just sending support to your families. I think it is time that we begin to look at building partnerships in business, partnerships that can provide resources to help build factories, to source capital, to put our people to work. I think it's time we move to that level. For too long, we've stayed at a point where, yeah, we feel satisfied in supporting our families, but I know that there are countless Dominicans. If we come together, maybe in groups of 5s or 10s, we pool our resources together, we can do a lot of things here in Dominica. And I think it's time we begin to think about this. I think it's time we begin to put that focus, because our people here in Dominica, we are in fact hurting. We have been going through some very difficult times here in Dominica. Our economy has not done well, and in tomorrow's presentation, if you're not able to come physically, you should look at it, because I've gone back to over 44 years to 1980 and trace the development of our economy. And you will notice that as far back as 1980, Dominica was growing on average about 7% of GDP every year. Right now we are just below 1%. So we have really moved backwards in a lot of ways. And I believe that there is a lot of room, a lot of scope for those of us out there to really work together with those of us in Dominica and help build something special and something that we can all be proud of. This is more than a dream. It is something that I truly and deeply believe is possible. And here's the reason for my optimism. When I look around Dominica, I see opportunity. I see opportunity in the abundance of fertile land. I see opportunity in the abundance of the acre upon acre of land just lying fallow, growing, as we say, local parastasia, unused for many years. Yes, we can feed the Caribbean. There's no doubt in my mind that Dominica can indeed feed the Caribbean and be truly and indeed the breadbasket of the Caribbean. I see opportunity as well in the abundance of our water resources, just waiting to quench the thirst of millions around the globe. I see opportunity in our unique herbs and spices, including marijuana, bay oil, and other blends that are all unique to Dominica. I see opportunity in our renewable energy sector, which can meet our needs and demands and those of those in the neighboring French Islands. And yes, I see opportunity in the young, bright people of this country who may appear to be wedged to their phones, but even in that there is opportunity, because the future of this world is in those gadgets that our young people are so fond of. And so ours must be a journey to not only dream, but to plan, to strategize, and to combine our efforts and resources to make the impossible possible. Over the next 2 days, we will spend the time and effort to do just that. Bring the best of us who are here at home and combine with those abroad to begin on this march to restore our economy, rebuild livelihoods, and provide good paying jobs, thus creating wealth for the people of Dominica. This is not an idle process or just their thinking, but rather it is born from the sincerity of our convictions that together we can build, together we can succeed, and yes, together we can prosper. So my appeal to you tonight is to set aside your own personal grudges, and trust me, there is a lot to go around. Just listen to Matt in the morning. Let the past remain where it is, the past. Let us stop viewing our neighbor as our enemy who has to be spoken about and whose name and character has to be destroyed. After all, ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, we pass this way just once. Let's make our sweat, our toil, and our efforts count for something. Let us stop the idle talk. Let us just do our thing. Let us work. Let us plan. There is greatness in our ability to plan, to think, and to above all create those opportunities and conditions that will allow us to succeed and to build a strong, vibrant economy, and through that generate the wealth that all of us can benefit from. So as I said, the journey has started. We have a long way to go in Dominica. There's a lot that we need to build on. There's a lot that we need to address. But I think we can do it if together we understand the worth and the benefit of our friends, our neighbors. If you understand the benefit that a laborite can bring to a life, or I can bring to the life of a laborite and vice versa, I can see the beauty in us if we somehow forget that we are about blue and red and green. You know, I've had the opportunity to work, and probably I want to end with this one and just share this with you. I've had the opportunity to work in a country called South Sudan. Maybe you've heard about it. It is actually an interesting fact about South Sudan. It is the exact same distance to the south of the equator as we have the north. Exact. 15 degrees south, we are 15 degrees north. Very interesting fact. So their climate is very much like ours, except that they are very tall people. You must have seen the pictures, very tall. But they have a very serious problem. 63 different tribes. 63 different tribes in one country. They had a very serious civil war in 2011, and that civil war was after they had fought for their independence for 55 years from the north, which was Sudan, a Muslim country. They finally got their independence after 55 years of struggle, of an armed struggle. And within 2 years of independence, they began the bloody conflict. Bloody in that hundreds of thousands were killed. They say probably close to 800,000, some estimate 1 million people killed. Over 6 million people displaced, having to flee to the neighboring countries, all because the tribes, they disagreed. They disagreed about the way they should run the country, and they began to fight because when they look at somebody, they don't see a South Sudanese. They see a Dinka or Noah or Bari or one of the 63 different tribes. So they define themselves like this. And it became very easy that when they began to fight, that if I can't get hold of this person I have a grudge with, it's very easy to kill somebody that has the same tribe as me, because at the end of the day, everybody becomes one. And we will, in a way, because of colonialism, because of slavery, we avoided that. but we've reintroduced politics in a way that divides us the same way. Because when somebody looks at me sometimes, they don't see a Dominica. They see a workers. Right? And so their mindset, their thought process begins to think not as a fellow Dominican, but as a worker. So I should oppose the workers. I should create stories about the workers because he's not like me, he's not a Dominican, he's a workers. And it's very easy for us to get this very dangerous slide. And so this past 7 years has been a struggle to get them to understand that above all else, they are South Sudanese. So I've had opportunity time and time again when I meet with the leaders, so that we have to shuffle between different parties. And most times the parties are along tribal lines, and try to encourage them to think of each other, South Sudanese, and think of how they can move the country forward. So I want to make the same appeal to you tonight here in Dominica. Think of us. Think of each other first as a Dominican. Think of each other first as someone who has something to offer to the country. And let us agree that we have a country to build. That we can create a country, not for the rest of the world, because that's what we have been doing. We have created beautiful minds. We have Dominicans doing all sorts of things all over the world, building other people's countries, but they're not here in Dominica. And our people are suffering. I go across the villages every day and I see the young men and it breaks my heart to see what has happened to our young people in this country, our young men. Because I see myself, I was there as a young child. And sometimes I think that our young people seem to have no hope. And it's painful. It's painful. And here we are playing politics. Here we are going about it as if those lives don't matter to us. But we can do better. We can do better, Dominica. We can do better. And so everything that we do, that is my motivation. That is my motivation to be here with you tonight, to structure this conference, to focus on the economy, to see how we can help build jobs, how we can help create a vibe that the young people can aspire, can begin to dream again, can begin to hope, to know that when they go to school and they learn well, they learn to spell, that they can come out and get a good job, that they can contribute to society, that the choices should not be to flee or to reside on the streets here in Dominica, wasting their lives away. Or people are too precious for that. They're simply too precious. And probably I have that perspective that I came from this, trying to appeal every day to people to not kill their neighbor. There's a way to do it. There's a better way to do it. There is a less violent way to get things done. And then I come to Dominica and I see this waste, I see, it is mind-boggling. It is mind-boggling. And if you're in Roseau, just take a drive to any of the villages around Dominica, or say 2, 3, 4 o'clock in the afternoon, and see what it says. It is gut-wrenching. But we can do better. And so the journey begins with us. It begins with us. So let us work together, Dominica. Let us see each other first as a Dominican who has so much to offer. We just listened to Ophelia, Lady of Sound. Over all those years, I've listened, admired the singing of Ophelia, how she made Dominica just known especially the neighboring French islands. You know, I was traveling once on the ferry, and Ophelia came up on the screen, and the people were all shouting, you know. We've created musicians like Jeff Joe. I was sitting in a hotel one time all the way in Niger, looking at television, then all of a sudden, boom, Jeff Joe came on the screen all the way in Niger. I traveled up to the source of the Nile in Uganda, and right there where the great river Nile starts, Nasio Fontaine music was lasting away. And when you speak to the guy, he says, yeah, every single morning they play the Nasio Fontaine. Yeah, the source of the Nile that runs through Sudan, South Sudan, that runs through Uganda, Ethiopia, and empties out in the Sea of Egypt. And so, I'm saying this to say that there is so much in us. So much. And when I see these young men, I say, couldn't that other young person be a Jeff Joe or Gordon Henderson or Darryl Bob even? Yeah. But that's what we have. And so I think the challenge for us tonight, Dominicans, is to work hard to change that. And we can do it. We can do it if we build an economy on agriculture, on renewable energies, on our tourism sector, on the music and entertainment sector, on our sports industries. We can do it. And so when I have a lot to say to you, I'm going to stop here. Thank you for your patience. Thank you for listening, and God bless you.
Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together once again for Dr. Thompson Fontaine. I am sure we all left us a bit touched tonight, so without further ado, let me say that dinner is served. There's much to chew on, including your wonderful dinners. So guys, it's buffet style, and we're going to serve it by tables. So let us get right into it. But thank you, Dr. Thompson Fontaine.
Thank you. Just to make sure that you're going to listen to the instructions, I would like everybody to stand, please. Just quickly, just stand. Because we're going to eat, so you can already start fixing up yourselves. And I would like, just to make sure we're going to follow the instructions as it relates to the tables and the numbering. So everybody looking at me? I just want everybody to shake their right hand like this. Just shake your right hand, yeah? Shake your right hand, everybody. Or else I'll ask some to put you so you can get food. Just shake your hands. And now rest that hand on your chin like this. You see, everybody, the chin is there. Okay, instructions. All right, remember, we're going first with table 1 and table 14. If you will realize, we have 2 buffets set up. One is this one there, and the other one is down there. Number 1, you go here. Number 14, you go down there. So you can stand. 1 and 14. Table, look at the number of your tables. Table 1, you go here and you stand. Table 14, you go to the other buffet and start. And then
show you a little bit of the ambience before we take a break. also be a discourse on tourism as well, and some other industries. So once again, going to see if we can show you a bit of the dinner. Station. So we'll decide. So we'll decide which station. I see. Okay, so I think we'll go to the station at the back and show you a bit of the dinner. And we have Senator Paris in the house. Good night, Senator. And how are you doing this evening? He's looking quite sharp in his suit. Okay, we're seeing vegetable stock.
Table number 2 and 13. Number 2, buffet here. Number 13, buffet down there. Thank you. 2 and 13.
We're also seeing some tuna right here. And served by this lady with a beautiful smile. Here we have some potatoes, rice, eggplant, delicious. Okay, so we are going to take a break, like we said before. We'll be taking a break right now, and we will come back to present to you the awardees.
Table numbers 3 and 12.
Right after
3,
dinner.
buffet to my left,
So once again, thank you for
and
joining.
12, you can join the line.
Right back.
Buffet B. 3 and 12. Table numbers. Table 3 and 12. 3 to my left, just here, and 12 to my extreme right, or ahead of me.
We will be right back from Jungle Day.